All right, hello everyone, and welcome to Saturday, March 22nd. We have ourselves our games to review. This is probably the last time I'm wearing this. I'm a day late, I know. From a Dasher's perspective, certainly not celebrating last night's game, but I am celebrating that they finally broke the big losing streak and whatnot on Thursday night. Okay, so let's get into this. These are the games that I did watch last night. Obviously, playoff implications are a little higher with a couple of these games. Um, and so, I chose them. And in this game, I mainly chose because I wanted to listen to Devin Dobik and Christian Gardecki working the call together. So, anyway. All right, here we go. The HC Venom. Yeah, they are not in a good place right now. 0-3 on the weekend. And they're losing ground. Port Huron finally ends up figuring out a way to beat the Venom first time in 4 tries. 4-2 victory. In the first period, it's Austin Federley getting the Prowlers on the board at 8:30. Minute 10 later, it's Tristan Sim doubling that up. So it's 2-0 at the end of 1. Prowlers really dominated that first period of play. I was shooting the Venom 14-8. Sorry, I apologize for the pause. I forgot to take my inhaler this morning. All right, second period, the Venom do get on the board. It is Stavros Soilis scoring at 10:21. That's on the power play. 14:05. Alex Johnson counters that. Excuse me. Also on the power play. So 3-1 at that point. But as the period is starting to wrap up, Trey Fisher, he got picked up by the Venom and has really played well since joining them. Blister of a wrister makes it past goaltender Reed Cooper to make things 3-2 at the end of 2. Shots at that point were 30-14. So the Venom weren't generating a whole lot of offensive chances. The Prowlers playing a very tough defensive style of game. In the third period, Matt Graham, he adds the insurance goal at 12:19. And that makes it a 4-2 game. That's how we ended up. Prowlers end up improving to 27-16-6, staying in that third place spot in the Empire Division. HC Venom fall to 11-30-3, and more importantly, they lose 3 points to the Motor City Rockers. We'll talk about that in a little while. Crowd of 13:05 on hand. For the game, for the Prowlers, Austin Federley and Alex Johnson each had a goal and an assist. 2 assists apiece for Reggie Millette and Lucas Lockney. And for Reed Cooper, he saves 23 of 25 for the win. And John Moriarty, he takes the loss 34 of 38. He has lost his last 13 starts. That's been part of the Venom's troubles. Not blaming it on John Moriarty, but just saying the Venom just haven't been getting the best of team play with Moriarty in the crease. So there we go with that. This we'll just touch on briefly. Yeah, it's 9-0 whitewashing. This is the Dashers we've been used to seeing. But to be fair, the Danbury Hat Tricks are one of the more scary teams to play right now. Playing very, very well, and they weren't going to take it easy on the Dashers, and I don't blame them. They as they get ready to go into the playoffs, they want to show everyone we're a serious contender. I still think that they'll end up being the number 2 seed in the Empire Division. All right, so first period, Connor Wooley scores the game-winning goal at 2:15 in the first period, and the rest was just kind of cherries on top of the cake. Vadim Furlov scores a 16:55. That made it a 2-0 game. Shots were 20-11 in favor of the Dashers. In favor of the hat tricks. That's what happens when you have two teams that begin with D. All right, so Chase Harwell, he gets his first goal, 6:27. Connor Woolley follows with his second of the night, 10:23. And then Chase Harwell scores the last two goals of the period to get himself the hat trick, scoring a 16:18 off of a great feed from Johnny Ruiz. And 18:23, that made it 6-0 at that point. Shots through two were 46-20. Parker Rutherford, standing on his head, but when you face this many shots, there's only so much you can do. I was very disappointed, to be honest, that, and I mean, this is nothing against Parker Rutherford. He's been playing absolutely fantastic. But I kind of wish that at this point, since the game was pretty much decided, that Coach Paul McLean had put Jack Hudek in to give him some game time experience. That didn't happen. Rutherford played the rest of the way. That was the only thing I was really disappointed about with this game, is I really wanted to see Hudek finally get some reps in the crease, but just didn't happen. Third period, Jacob Ratcliffe, Josh LaBelle, and Dylan Hullaby all score, and they kept pouring on the shots. It's 26-9 in the second and 25-7 in the third. So for the game, 71 shots. That is a season record for the hat tricks. For the second straight night, Rutherford saves more than 60 in a game. 64 on Thursday night, 62 last night. Chase Harwell had his hat trick plus an assist. Ratcliffe, a goal and 2 assists. And 3 assists apiece for both co-coaches, Johnny Ruiz and Kyle Gonzalez. So the Dashers, they're now 2-43-3, losing streak of 1. And the hat tricks are 29-12-8. Crowd of 1986 on hand. Again, yeah, you kind of expected it. But there we go. This was one of the more entertaining games of the night. The Zidico and the Bobcats, they come into this game tied in points, 74 points apiece, trying to... I'm pretty sure that this is going to be our play-in matchup. It's just a matter of who's the fourth place team, who's the fifth place team. So anyway, in Wytheville, the Bobcats doing their best to try and climb into that fourth place spot. Didn't happen last night. Connor Green in goal for the Bobcats. Sammy Bernard, he takes the goaltending duties for the Zydeco. And it was a very close, hard-fought game. Scott Chirac scores in the power play for the Zidico at 3:27, so pretty early in. But then at 4:37, the Bobcats get their power play chance, and it's Damon Furseth scoring to tie things up. And it would stay that way for quite a while as we would go through the balance of the first period. No scoring in the second. Through 2 periods, shots with an edge to the Bobcats, 30 in favor of them compared to 21 for the Zydeco. But the Zydeco's chances were good, as were the Bobcats. Both Green and both Green and Bernard made several big saves to keep their teams in it. In the third period, the Bobcats finally they break through right off the face-off, a design play. Brendan Ruller scores 6:15. That gave the Bobcats the win, the lead, at that point. And the place goes nuts. But at 14:35, it is Catola scoring for the Zydeco. Nick Catola tying things up. And then at 16:02, Elijah Wilson scores on a power play goal. Very costly penalty by the Bobcats. That made it 3-2, and Green would get pulled for the extra attacker, but there wasn't enough time left. There was only like 25 seconds left, and it was on a power play situation, so they had a 6-on-4 opportunity, but just couldn't get the puck past Sammy Bernard. He shuts the door. He saves 38 out of 40, and the Zydeco hold on to that fourth place spot and gain 3 points. So at the moment, Zydeco have 77 points. Bobcats still 74. And the magic numbers are here. The Monroe Moccasins obviously are idle tonight. So the Zydeco reduce their magic number to 11 points. The Bobcats' magic number is still 14 with 9 and or 8 games left to play. So for this game, it's the Baton Rouge Zydeco improving to 26-14-6. Blue Ridge falls to 23-19-6, but still pretty comfortably in that fourth place spot. Obviously, they want home ice advantage for a potential play-in game. All right, so final game that I watched. This was an excellent game. Just a high-quality game. With a couple of off-ice things, threats and hot dogs. We'll just say that. If you know, you know. All right, so Columbus comes into Carolina. Columbus, their magic number 4. They wanted to kind of chip that down to 1, but the Carolina Thunderbirds, wearing their green Irish jerseys, they came and played just a tremendous game. So 3-1 is the final. The game was a lot closer than that, though. It was really a very hard-fought game. A lot of flow to the game. Both teams generating a lot of offensive opportunities. Both Trevor Baden and Boris Babick, it was like in and ick. They were the goalies of record, and they both played tremendous, both making several highlight reel saves. No scoring in the first period. In the second, the Thunderbirds get on the board off the stick of Peter Panachik 4 minutes in. And that was the entire scoring in the second period. But the game was nothing close to dull or routine or unexciting. This was a really great game, very playoff caliber type of game. Shots through 2 were 25 for the Thunderbirds and 22 for the River Dragons. In the third period, River Dragons, they get a few more shots on goal, outshooting Carolina 16-12 for the period. But again, both goaltenders coming up really big until 16-20. It's Dmitry Salyutin scoring. And the place just erupts. Everybody kind of felt like, this was it. I'm sorry, you know what? I missed something. I missed something very important. I missed the fact that Justin McDonald scored at 11-10 to tie things up. And so it's 1-1, and people for a while are thinking, are we going to overtime? Going to extra sessions? Well, no, Salyutin said, no, I'm taking care of this. 16-20, he scores what would be the game-winning goal. And then Yuri Pastuka, with Babin pulled, finds the empty net at 19:01 to seal the deal. It's 3-1. Again, this game was a lot closer than the score would indicate. Shots pretty even, 38-37 in favor of the River Dragons. But in the end, the Thunderbirds reclaim first place. If they leapfrog back over the idle Athens Rock Lobsters. So they're in first place by 1 point at the moment. Columbus, they weren't able to gain any ground, but their magic number remains at 4. 28-13-4 is their record, and Carolina improves to 35-9-4. Crowd of 2850 on hand. Can't have a crowd of 3850 on hand at the Fairgrounds Arena, unfortunately, because there aren't that many seats. But anyway, all right, so here we go. The last couple of games. I did not watch these games. yeah, I did check in, make sure that the right goaltender was listed. Uh, lesson from Thursday night. But otherwise, yeah, I did not watch these games, but I did get some feedback from some fans of uh, both of these teams and with the games, and yeah, this was neither game was really that close. The Black Bears, they're down two players due to suspensions and a coach, and they still go in and just take care of business. They start three of the collegiate rookies and just take care of business. And defensively, they played amazing, limiting the Wolves to just 21 shots. If you know the Wolves, you know you're not going to hold them to that few shots in a game very often. So Binghamton's defense really did a great job. Meanwhile, they're very opportunistic. They get out to an early first period 5-1 lead and end up winning 6-1. Connor McAnanima stops 20 of 21, makes the big saves when he had to, but really wasn't that busy on the evening. Brendan Colgan had a very rough first period, and then after that he settled down and kept the Wolves at an even keel. But he ended up saving 31 of 37. Excuse me. The game-winning goal ends up getting credited to Chris Mott for the Black Bears at 5:30 of the first period. At that point, made it 2-1. There were three goals in the first 5.5 minutes of this game. So Chris Mott for the game ends up with that goal plus two assists. Cameron Clark has 2 goals and an assist. Nick Swain, one of the college kids, a goal and assist as well. Trevor Graspy, he gets the only goal for the Wolves on the tip-in power play goal. And an assist on that play going to one of the Wolves rookies. It's Dominic Della Savita. That is a strong Italian name, let me tell you. All right, so for the game, shots were 16-5 in favor of the Black Bears in the first period. 5 of those making it in, of course. 8-5 in the second. Both teams really clamped down defensively. And then 13-11 in favor of the Black Bears in the third. Crowd of 7-12 on hand. And so Binghamton is now 43-5-1. I'm honestly a bit surprised at the ease, so to speak, with which Binghamton won this game. They were down 4 of their regular players, 2 because of suspensions and 2 because of illness. And then Watertown, they're 25-19-3. Looks like they're probably going to be ending up finishing in 4th place because they're just not getting much traction right now. And both the Prowlers and the Hat-Tricks are playing very well at this point in time. So anyway, that's that game. And then the final game for the evening, Mississippi travels up to Michigan. Of course, they they had the game last night, and then they play 2 against, or they played 1 against Port Huron, I believe, on Saturday tonight. Yeah. All right, I missed my notes here. Mississippi falls 8-3, snaps the 5-game winning streak. The Rockers really needed this game, and they got it. They just explode to a 5-1 first period lead. They get 2 goals and 3 assists from Josh Colton. Hunter Hall had a goal and 2 assists, as did TJ Sneath. And Yegor Kabatayev came over from the Dashers. He had 2 goals and an assist as well. A lot of players, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 players for the Rockers getting 2 points or more. Rico Gonzalez, he's in net for the Rockers, and he stops 31 of 34. Ed Coffey, he started the game for the Seawolves, played the first period, surrendered 5 goals on 19 shots, so he was pulled for Richie Perrant for the rest of the game, who went 20 for 23. Yegor Kabatayev, he ends up scoring what would be the game-winning goal at 17:42 of the first period. Shots in the first period were 19-9 in favor of the Rockers, 14-9 in favor of the Seawolves in the second, and then 14-11, excuse me, for the Rockers in the third. So now they have a 10-point cushion on HC Venom. Before last night's game, the Venom and the Rockers both had a magic number because they both were in control of their own destiny. That is no longer the case. HC Venom have kind of lost control of their destiny. They need help now from the Rockers in order to make the playoffs. The Rockers lower the magic number to 26, which I know sounds like a lot, but the teams, well, they have 9 games left. And it's 12 games remaining for HC Venom. So that's why the number's a little bit higher, because HC Venom does have that many games in hand. For this game, Isaiah Paris, he got the goal and assist for the Seawolves. And we talked about all the players that ended up on the score sheet for the Rockers. It was quite a night. Carter Reha, he also had a couple of goals. Not known as a scorer, but he got a couple last night for the Seawolves. They're 11-35-3. So Motor City's record right now is 15-29-3. Again, they are in control of their own destiny. Obviously, next 2 nights, the Venom and Rockers play head-to-head, so those are going to be huge games. Obviously, I will be watching both Saturday tonight and Sunday as well. All right, so that is it. That is our Friday night / Saturday morning wrap-up. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you're following me on the Flash Audio Network. Doing that again. My voice is recovered, so back to doing reports during the week on the Flash Audio Network. I will have YouTube videos tomorrow, of course, recapping tonight's games. And then also on Tuesday, we'll do news and notes of a pre-recorded segment for that. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'm Gary Ryan for the Fed League Flash. And we hope that you have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you here tomorrow.